What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy. Hey guys, what is up? Daily quickie time, midweek. And commish is very frustrated with his leagues just because it's not doing well. My name is JJT with Coach Eric. As always, some fantasy discussions, not really expert discussions, but I'll let Commish rant for a bit. How bad is it?
Not very bad. But I had a feeling already that it would happen in some leagues that I've been doing well. Number one, I just feel like that league. Whenever it's too good, you know that in the end, the fantasy gods will take it back from you. As I said, that league's been really good. 114 wins, one of the best I've had in my life. But now it looks really bad. Even my FBW leagues mostly are bad. But dissecting it, my teams are not really that strong. I would say it's really not that strong. So now that it's the semis, you're against really strong teams. There's just nowhere to hide. So there's no easy matchup anymore.
No, you can't say they're not strong if you made it to the playoffs. I mean, you made it to the final four of your leagues.
But by the skin of my teeth, it's it was really hard. It was really hard. I mean, I had to really sacrifice a lot of players to get there. And it is coming back to really hurt me right now. Plus, it doesn't help that injuries. Of course, I lost KD in one league, so I got through. But I knew if I get through, it's gonna be tough without KD, without Halley, although he might be back tomorrow. So I don't know. Let's see. But it doesn't look good. There might be one league that I'll be okay. Just one league, so that's the only league that's really
that's
still alive.
Judgment Day episode we had, or even the other day, I think we said at least one. That's the only thing we might get after this week. I have four. I made it to what? Four FBW leagues in the final four. One's not doing well. I'm against Embiid, SGA. That's just one team, right? Embiid, SGA, and there's some few guys that are really strong there. So there's some guys that he picked up that was really strong. So I don't think I'm gonna get that. And then the second one, I actually don't know how I got in. I lost LaMelo there. I got to the final four easily because I won it by 7-2. It wasn't not as close. So now I'm paying the price for it. Not as bad as the 1-8 that I'm currently in right now, but I'm down 3-5. So I think I still have a slim chance. But not having a first rounder does not really help.
That's what's frustrating with my teams. It's not even fighting. Like 1-8, 2-7. I mean, couple of 2-7. So it's not really even fighting.
It's not the bad one. It's not the good 1-8. Because sometimes if you're 1-8, but you can still flip the other categories.
I'm trying to see what I can flip. There looks like 3 categories that are still close, but 5 are not. So the problem is the percentages. As we always say, we hope to get the percentages. But last week, I was lucky in mostly in the percentages. At least I got one. Right now on those leagues, both are bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Or bad.
It's really big. The percentages in fantasy playoffs are really big. It's so hard to, like, if you're gonna punt certain categories. It's so hard if you're gonna punt the well. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just thinking, if let's say you have Giannis, for example, and most likely your team is a punt free throw. I think that helps you, right? If Giannis doesn't play, it helps you with the percentages.
With the free throws, it helps you with the free throws.
Yeah. The field goal, we're not sure, right?
There are some. So the reason why is that I'm against Bradley Beal in a lot of leagues, and Bradley Beal, I think in the first game went 15 out of 17 or something like that. He almost didn't miss. So the field goals of my opponents are really, really high. And I had KPJ in some leagues. I had Jalen Green in some leagues. I had Drew. Drew killed me in the field goal. So it's just not, the field goals was not going my way this week. So that's the problem. And what is irritating is that the only league I lost, the one that I'm top seed, this week is doing very well. I mean, today Steph Curry got 50, Christian Wood got 28 points. I mean, everybody was exploding. I looked at it, 6 leagues in FBW. There's only one league that is 8-1 up, and that is that league. And I'm not even fixing it anymore. I'm just letting it, I'm not even
starting anyone.
I'm not even starting the players anymore. I just keep it there. 8-1 up. And my opponents, I saw my opponent and he was fixing his, at least playing his players.
Yeah.
So it's just the timing, sometimes fantasies like that. Timing.
No, but going back to the percentages, I think that's crucial. Like today, I thought, I was looking at the free throw, we're close. I said to myself, this is the category I'm probably going to target, because my team is not really bad at free throws. I'm at the 82%. But man, Jimmy Butler had 11 out of 12 today, I think. That's my opponent. So that pushed his free throws to around 85, which is tougher now, right? Tougher now to catch up on. So yeah, the percentages are really big, because if you get 2 already and then you get the turnover, that's 3. You just have to focus on 2 more. And it's so hard. Like if you don't get the percentages, what if the categories that are close are, let's say, assist and blocks? That's a very tough combo to get, right? In the free agent pool, which player are you gonna get for assists and blocks, right? It's okay if it's assists and steals.
That is true, and it's really tough if you have limited moves. Even if you have 4, that's really that's not enough. If you need 2 categories, you need 2 moves maybe per category, 1 move per category. So that's just not enough. And yeah, my opponents are so confident that they will beat me, that they're already picking up injured players. And they finished their moves. And then picked up an injured player. One of my opponent, the 8th seed, the one I'm talking about, the 1 versus 8, picked up Ja Morant for his 4th move. So that's how big the difference is. I mean, he's the 8th seed and he's getting Ja Morant, preparing for, because Ja is not going to be back this week, so he's preparing for the next week, for the semis and the finals eventually. While on the other hand, 1 league, I think that's I don't know which league, Black Mamba League, I don't know. My opponent got 2 players, LeBron and Karl Anthony Towns. So that's how
in the playoffs. In the playoffs,
yes. Now this week, that's how lopsided our matchup is. That he's already able to at least prepare or stash these players, which is actually a good move if you're sure of making it to the finals. 1 more week though in FBW.
Karl Anthony Towns is weeks away still.
I mean, maybe he did have an extra IL. He did have extra IL plus. He doesn't have any injured players. What's the loss? I guess if next week is the finals, if he's in the finals, maybe in the last day of the finals, Towns comes back, like Chris Paul last year, if you remember. The last few days, right?
Yeah. I remember that. He came back, and played well at that.
Yeah, I think that's against Rock. Did I play against Rock then or something?
I forgot. Maybe it was
I'm against Rock again, and he's blowing me out.
I saw that matchup as well. Speaking of players, Karl Anthony Towns, LeBron, and Ja. So we've got some updates on Ja. He's suspended 8 games, but this also counts. The 8 games is retroactive, meaning the 6 games I think he's already missed.
Plus today.
Yeah, it's already counted within that 8 games. I think March 21 here in Manila would be the date that he is eligible to return. Although it's been also reported that he still needs to ramp up some basketball activities because he hasn't really played anything or done any basketball related stuff since the incident. So week 22, maybe late week 22 is a possibility. Because
I
March
think
21 here is already week 22.
week 22, yes. He already announced he already that he won't play. He allowed himself to be interviewed one-on-one by Jalen Rose over ESPN. So
Yeah.
he's coming back soon. Because they would not do that if they're not trying to
Build
clean the
back,
image up a little
build
bit.
back the
Yeah.
reputation.
Yeah, but he did say he's not gonna play that game. But later on, after that game, they said he's gonna come back. So looking at it, they have a game every other day from 21. That's the day 21, 23, 25, 27, 29. So every other day they have a game. I think if not 25, latest 27. That's the latest that we would see him. So if you're really gonna gamble on the injured players or the players who are out, I think Jai is still the best because he's not injured. Number one, and the return is really close compared to the others.
The others, Karl Anthony Towns, he looks like he's gonna come back before the regular season ends. It looks like it's pointing in that direction. Whether it's going to be next week, I kind of doubt it, but maybe week 23 here in that's the week he returns. That's just my guess. I think at worst week 24, but yeah, it looks like he's gonna try to come back before the playoffs start. And that's
I think
three
late
weeks.
23, late 23 to 24. I think that's the more realistic thing for him. Next week is a little too early. He's doing some basketball stuff, but considering the injury, they would really make sure that he's ready. They would have to really make sure he's ready, and I think they will make sure he's ready before they even put him out there. And when they put him out there, it's a very strict minutes restriction, I would assume, for the rest of the season. So yeah, cut is cut. Anthony Towns, but I don't think it's that big of a deal to stash him. I mean, that's someone to get him. It's okay, but not a big deal.
Yeah. LeBron, what's the new update on LeBron?
He's been dancing in the concerts without a walking boot. LeBron, I think LeBron will come back earlier than Towns. So maybe there's a possibility of late week 22. Maybe next week, maybe late next week. There could be.
Yeah. So those are some of the updates on certain players. Not much going on other than fantasy playoffs. Embiid balling. Lots of debate there whether Embiid or Jokic. I know fantasy wise, it's probably clear cut Jokic, but Embiid has done.
No, I posted that it's not clear cut Jokic. Head to head.
Fantasy wise,
yeah.
True. I have to agree. I have to agree as well.
Yeah, you have Jokic, right?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have Embiid?
Yeah, I do, but it's in a very shallow league. 12 team.
But Embiid, and I heard ESPN against Sports Center, they're talking about defense. And in fantasy, we care about defense in terms of stocks.
3 blocks today, Embiid.
And Embiid helps everywhere. I mean, what's the weak point of Embiid? He doesn't pass as much as Jokic, but really, that's probably the one big advantage of Jokic. Scoring, Jokic has really struggled scoring this year. 24 points a game, which is not.
He's not known for his scoring.
I know, but last few years, he was averaging close to 30. Closer, I mean, that's big, which is what Embiid is doing. Embiid is number one in scoring in the league. So talking about head to head, no, I know percentages Jokic is better, efficient, but in head to head, Embiid across the board, you can feel the impact because he might not be as good in field goals or assists than Jokic, but he's not bad. I mean, it's not as if he's like 40% or 1 assist a game. It's not like that. So all 9 categories, you can feel the impact of Embiid compared to Jokic.
I think the biggest difference for them, the biggest advantage maybe of Embiid is the blocks. Because rarely do you get blocks from from Jokic. Usually, in fact, usually, if you get Jokic, it's a punt blocks team. A
That's
lot
true.
of times, right? A lot of times. You get for a center, that's rare, right? If you get a center, usually you target
And
the blocks, right? But with
yeah,
Jokic, it's really not. It's more like you focus a little bit on the assist and then some rebounding, add on some scoring, and then you're set, right? The field goal should be good, and then you have those three categories: the scoring, rebounds, and assists. You forget
and
about the steals and the blocks.
and here's the thing: I would not say this Embiid over Jokic if it's not week 21 already. If this is like week 8, 10, 12, 13, I would still say Jokic because we are still all still feel safer with Jokic injury wise and everything wise. We still feel Jokic is more durable, which is true. But in week 21, the durability is not as big a deal because there's only 2 weeks left, 1 week
Yeah.
left in your season. So at this point, Embiid really, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if he's injury prone or whatever there is about Embiid, the narratives about him. So it is Embiid at this point of the season.
So overall, do you think it's still Jokic, right? At the end of the season,
Overall, I mean,
I think
yeah,
everyone would still get Jokic in fantasy
yes,
terms, right? Fantasy
yes.
wise, I think it's still Jokic.
But
Uh,
the thing is, I would say if somebody picked Embiid over Jokic, you won't look at them in a bad way
or
as
you
much
won't
as
question
before.
that decision.
Yeah, you would accept that. Yeah, maybe there's a logic to that.
Yeah, I can also feel that Embiid because I have that one league wherein I'm against the top team. He has Embiid, and the blocks were initially close, and then Embiid got three today. It's pretty much not good anymore. And I have Jokic on the other side, and I don't trust Jokic making three blocks in a game.
Yeah, no.
So that's where that's when I said that's the problem with Jokic. He doesn't give you those stocks if you need them. So
And
like the playoffs,
I'm telling you, Jeremy, the difference in points is a big deal. The 32 points, 33 points to 24, that's 8 or 9 points. If both of them have 4 games, that's 40 points, and that's
yeah,
big. That's just big. That's a
yeah.
big difference.
And Embiid is not a bad field goal type of player, bad free throw. He is in fact better when it comes to the field goal free throws because of the volume that he
Volume.
gets.
Yeah,
Unlike
that's true.
Jokic, he can probably give you like 8, 9 at best. Rarely does he give you 10, 11, 12. Embiid can give you 10, 12, 11, 15 at his best, right? So those
Yeah.
lots of factors that
Imagine, imagine if you have Embiid and Butler, your free throws would be almost hard to beat
yeah,
at that volume and at that efficiency. So that's big. He's basically the number one points ad, the number one field goal ad. He's also one of the better rebound ad and also blocks ad. So across the board,
yeah.
across the board.
Yeah, that's Embiid for you guys. And real MVP though, who do you like?
I'd
I
probably
know
still
this is
go with
not
Embiid.
fantasy.
But let's wait. Let's wait for the end of the season. But right now, the struggles of Denver and Philadelphia surging, the stats and everything, I probably go Embiid. He's been carrying. I think Philly has a weaker support cast than Denver, but I don't know. I'm not.
That's hard to
I,
say. I don't think they have. I think they're pretty similar.
maybe, but
But
I
Philly
feel like
with I think Harden is better than Jamal.
true. But
Tobias
PJ is
is
better than Tobias. I think
yeah,
younger, better. Um, but yeah. I just feel like defensively, Jokic is being in this 4 game stretch, but he's been the whole season. He's being targeted by
yeah.
opponents
I've
defensively,
seen
which
that. I've seen that somewhere. I've watched some analysts talk about that as well.
which is for an MVP. That's a big red flag. If you cannot carry your own weight on defense, you're the MVP. It's not offensive MVP. It is the MVP. So for me, maybe that would sway me to Embiid. Plus, he deserves it. He hasn't had one. I think he has to have one. Jokic has two already.
Yeah.
I think it's his turn. I think it's his turn.
Yeah. I go Embiid. The impact as well to winning is, I think, a lot greater when Embiid is there. Just it does a different vibe, right? I think Embiid is a more, you can say he really owns that team, right? He owns that Philly team. He's the top guy there. Jokic, I think, is just too quiet. Not that you should take it against him, but yeah, too quiet for someone who is the top player in your team. But that's common for international players, I guess, except for Luka. Anyway, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So good luck, guys, this week. Hopefully you make it. Anything you need to know, it's all on our Facebook page. You can check that out. Who are the ads? Who are the streamers, possible streamers that you could use? And with that, we'll see you guys again tomorrow for the daily fantasy. Bye.